All right. So as we are excelling, getting closer to starting our business, one thing we have to keep in mind is where the hell we are going to store something. In the beginning, it's going to be different than later. Once you get into more stores, once you start growing, you'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Listen, don't worry about it. You always have to think about it, to plan ahead, for sure. But in the beginning, don't worry about it. Because people always shit their pants. Oh, what am I going to do? You'll figure it out. You will figure it out. Sales cures everything. Sales cures everything. If your sales are not the problem, if your sales are not the problem, you'll fix it. When your problem is sales, then you have a problem. So we're sitting in our house and we're thinking about business. We're watching Sharks University. All right. We're thinking about business. Now, literally, you turn around and be like, where the hell can I keep something? Where can I store something? You have a smaller apartment, you have a space. That's the only place I got right now. So that has to be a smaller product. It can be clothes. It can be some cool gym bracelets. I mentioned gym bracelets because they're rubber. You can put them in a freaking envelope, send them for free, make a big profit. It's something I started as well, but something that needs to fit there. I have a garage. Okay, I can fit a certain amount of protein pancakes, boxes of protein pancakes. I have room to make it here. I have a garage. You have to think about this. Like, it's so easy. It's so simple. Just like literally look around. What are my resources? How much money do I have and where the hell can I store crap? We are looking for something good to sell that we can make and keep somewhere with the least amount of freaking investment possible on earth. Once we have that one thing, we are going to sell the shit out of it. We have one damn thing, we have it here. This is how we're starting. I can make 100 boxes of protein cookies. Great. That's more than you need. You have enough to send samples to stores. When you have that start, when you can make that 100 boxes of protein cookies, as an example, in the oven, you put them in the box and you're done. You like literally have a product you can sell. You have to think ahead. Once I get into more stores, what am I going to do? My cousin, my uncle has a garage. Let's make it there, right? Let's keep something there. Let's rent a kitchen. If you have sales, you can rent a kitchen, a commercial kitchen for super cheap, or just a space, office space, storage space. It's actually cheap. Look it up. Look it up. If that's like the route you have to go, but if you have to rent a space, you're going to have money from sales, and that's a good problem to have. Like, people that, like, bitch about taxes, like, that means you have sales. You're making money. If you're paying taxes, you're making money. So this, definitely keep it in mind. Where are you going to put stuff? We can't just say, hey, let's make whatever. We'll go back to protein cookies. Let's make a bunch of it. Like, dude, we like, we live in a studio. We have zero space. Can't. We have to do something online. This is not for us. Food is great. Once you start a food business, that is great. You can do other things like I do. I have multiple businesses, right? Once you get food off the ground, you will manage. Trust me. I sat down in my house, in my kitchen, did everything. People on Shark Tank, those businesses, none of those people, unless they were done. I'm telling you, none of them started by renting out this big commercial space, bought machines, all this stuff without selling one product. No. make enough to be able to sell some online, right? And to send samples to stores. Getting into stores, by the time you sign the contract, by the time you talk to them, by the time they get back to you, by the time they try it, by the time you do all this crap, you can make a bunch more. Nobody's going to place an insane order on day one that you can't make it. That's why we talked about everything that we've talked about up to this point. That's why. So we can make it. So it's simple. So we have a fast process. Every new ingredient is a new physical movement. More work. The least, the better. That's why everything I've talked about is coming together now. And it will come together even more. But I'm just telling you, this is why. You can make a lot. It's a good product. It's a better alternative. You have space where to put it. No matter what that space is, you don't have a lot, make something smaller. Make literally one freaking cookie. And that's one product you sell. Smaller things sell like crazy. I personally need to make some smaller packages for my peanut butter. Right? Want to have both. That can be put anywhere. Make one freaking cookie, put it in a box, and that's one cookie. Alright? This, keep in mind, where are we going to put our product?